It was really a bold move to stay as Taliban was approaching in 2021. Still, you did this, and you recorded a video showing that you're actually here. That was really that was a bold decision. How did you come to it? Why did you decide not to live?
This is our country. And I was the president of this country.
But the previous president took another option.
I stayed and I will stay. This is our country. The Taliban are the Afghan people. And those who are unhappy also are the Afghan people. We must all work together.
Did you get any assurances before the Taliban came that
No, I didn't even know they were coming. Everybody knew, I didn't know. I didn't know, no.
But that must be a worrisome time for you and for your family.
It was greatly worrisome, greatly worrisome, greatly worrisome for personally and also for the country. Suddenly, overnight, Afghanistan had no state, no government, nothing. And it was for this reason that I stood up and told the Afghan people to watch themselves and asked the Taliban to protect where they are and asked the remaining of the Afghan former government to do what they could to protect the civilian population.
And then the Taliban representatives just came in and they first met you?
Yes. Yes, I moved out of my house to Dr. Abdullah's house. And there they came to meet with us. And then when I moved back to my place, after 10 days, they came to see me here. And regularly we've been having regular contacts with the Minister of Interior, with the Minister of Foreign Affairs, others and others.
So were they courteous to you at that time?
Very much, yes, very much. Very, very much.
Which makes it very special, actually.
No, very courteous, very courteous.
Should they appreciate your bravery in staying in Kabul?
They very much appreciated that. They said it was very nice of you to stay and very kind of you. They termed it as an act of patriotism. So very good conduct, as a matter of fact.
So it's not about you being just confined to these walls and this.
No. I can go out, I can come in, and sometimes my foreign visits are delayed for them to decide on it. It takes time, but eventually it happens.
Maybe in a personal touch, are you happy here with your family? Is your family happy to be here in Kabul right now?
Absolutely. Well, this is our country. Even if you're not happy, we will not leave. This is our country. You have to be in your country. You have to give back to your country. Countries are not built by running away from it. Countries are built by staying in it.
So your outlook is mostly positive?
Absolutely positive. Absolutely positive. My daughters are here. I wish they complete their education here. That's what I'm trying for every day. My son will graduate from school in a month from now, from the Afghan Turk school. So no, we are very happy here. So
you actually saw the formative years of Taliban. You saw it as it was in the making. It happened to be the only faction in Afghanistan that would be able to unite the country under its power. Why were they so successful while others were not?
You must have heard me in my time in office. I used to call the Taliban brothers. I was criticized for this, but I knew I was right because they are the Afghan people. Today, that they are in power, and in all my meetings with them, I'm very, very clear about this. And I tell them that when I called you then, during the Republic, brothers, today that you are in power, I'm calling all those other Afghans who are for whatever reason, this or that reason, not happy with you, who have left the country, or who don't feel, represented in the current order, that they are also our brothers, and brothers must get together. We want our girls to go to school. Of course, we want Afghanistan to have schools and universities. We want our girls to participate in that fully and entirely. Therefore, and for all Afghans to be here in the country, to have hope towards a better future and good relations with the rest of the world. It can be this government, the Taliban government, but with these policies and objectives in mind.
Why are the Taliban so obstinate in not allowing girls?
Many of them agree. Great majority of them agree. Great majority of them agree.
So there still may be a way ahead.
Absolutely, yes. I'm very, very hopeful.
I was wondering, as we were walking in the streets of Kabul, a lot of people suddenly, well, instantly recognized us as Russians. And I don't know, maybe that's the facial features or something. And they were like all embracing us. I would expect at least some nuanced attitudes, because, like, you know, the past was dubious. And it looks so puzzling to me, because after all the destruction that Russia had done in Afghanistan, people still look friendly. How come?
There are two things to it. One is that in the form of the Soviet Union, two stark opposites happened in Afghanistan. One was the immense assistance that came from the Soviet Union to Afghanistan, and the great number of people that found opportunity to get their education in the Soviet Union at that time, from Minsk to Kiev to St. Petersburg to Moscow to Ufa to Uzbekistan and Kazakhstan now. And the great exchanges that took place between our two countries. Then there was this very tragic mistake by the Soviet Union of invading Afghanistan and of causing a lot of damage to us and to itself. Immense damage. You have recovered somehow from that damage, but we have not yet. We are still suffering the consequences of that war. So when it comes to that, people are unhappy. They say, why did they do that? But in all other aspects, the Afghan people see Russia as not only a great power, but a trusted country, a country that would be, that you could read easily. It's either in war with you or friends with you. It doesn't cheat you. It doesn't do things. That generally the perception is that Afghanistan was the first country to recognize Crimea. We looked at history. We felt that it was originally part of Russia, given by Khrushchev to Ukraine, and we thought it was the right thing to do that.
There was, of course, a huge effort by the United States in Afghanistan. These 20 years, they were trying to do something. And how would you compare that to the Russian attempts? I mean, how is the attitude towards Americans different?
The Soviets was an invasion outright. Straightforward invasion. They came, they invaded, and we fought it as the Afghan people. And then the Soviet Union withdrew, and withdrew completely, and they did not look behind. They just left us until the Republic came in and we reestablished a relationship. The American case was very different. The American case was the consequence of September 11, and that huge tragedy in America that the whole world sympathized with. And then the decision of the United States to come to Afghanistan, which was welcomed by the Afghan people, which was also welcomed by everybody else, including your own good country. You cooperated with that arrival. You were part of the Bonn Agreement that created the interim government and the Republic. And then you cooperated with the United States presence in Afghanistan. And I remember my conversations with President Putin and with Minister Lavrov and other Russian officials who had a lot of understanding for the American presence in Afghanistan. They actually encouraged me when I ran into difficulties with aspects of a U.S. presence in Afghanistan, the night raids and the civilian casualties and bombardment of our villages and all that, and the duality of things with Pakistan. President Putin and other Russian leaders would clearly tell me that I must be tolerant and that I must understand that their presence is eventually good for Afghanistan. So Russia treated the U.S. presence in Afghanistan not as an adversarial thing to Russia, but rather they wanted to cooperate with it. And the Americans also understood. Look, they were here in our country. They were paying everything that we had, we did, we built. It was the American resources and American money. But they never intervened in my relations with Russia.